Hello there, people of the internet. So I've been asked about this a couple of times, and thank you, Kevin. Kevin's my peacock. I got 4 of them. They're noisy birds. If you don't know who Kevin is, welcome to the channel. So I've been asked about this a couple of times, and I figure I'll just go ahead and make a video on it. My thoughts on the ammo shortage that's going on right now in the United States. Ammo prices have absolutely skyrocketed. However, they are starting to come back down. Ammo is progressively becoming more and more available as things are starting to calm down. The media is not telling everybody that the world's on fire and we're all going to die, so not everybody's going out and buying ammunition for their firearms. We had a lot of new people buy firearms here in the United States, like by the millions, and every single one of them needed ammunition for that firearm. Well, this right here caused a massive shortage in itself. On top of all those new gun owners, we also had all of the millions of old gun owners decide to stockpile ammunition because they noticed that the price of ammo was going up and it was getting less available. A lot of times, whenever people go to the gun store, they will see, you know, they'll see a bunch of boxes of ammo on the shelf and they'll grab like 2 of them because they can always come back for more if they decide to come back for more. Well, with the ammo shortage, if they see, you know, no boxes on the shelves and they come back, you know, 3 times later and they see like 3 boxes on the shelves, then they're going to grab all 3 versus just the 2 that they would normally grab. This also attributed to the tremendous ammo shortage. Now, the price on more common ammunition absolutely skyrocketed, and the less common ammunition kind of not necessarily skyrocketed in price, but completely diminished in availability. We had a surplus of Enfield rifles coming to the United States, and as a result of that, combined with the ammo shortage, .303 was pretty much non-existent. All the factories were focused on making the more common ammunition like .223 and 9mm and your United States-based ammo versus, you know, your old military surplus British rifle ammunition. As a result, .303 was non-existent. What you could find was stupidly expensive. I remember there for a while they were wanting like $3.50 a round for like the cheap steel case .303 ammunition, and it's still pretty high up there. Like as of right now, last time I checked, it was like $1.60 something a round whenever you could find it. So definitely lower than it was, but still not quite where I'd like it to be. Your more common ammunition in the United States, such as the .223 and 9mm, still pretty up there in price, but it has gone down significantly. There for a while, people wanted over $1 a round for .223, whereas something like 7.62 x 39 was running, you know, 60 cents a round. As of right now, it's more like 35 cents a round for 7.62 x 39, and typically about 50 cents a round for .223. So in the more common 7.62 x 39, but less common than .223, we are starting to see a price reduction, especially as the ammunition becomes more and more available. A lot more people have ARs than AKs in this country. And there's rounds like the .308. .308 there for a while, or 7.62 NATO, was becoming outlandishly expensive compared to how it used to be. I used to be able to get it for about 20 cents a round, and there for a while I couldn't find it for any less than $1.20 a round, so I just didn't buy any. And 30-06, this right here, whenever I had originally gotten this M1 Garand or Grand, or however it is you feel like pronouncing that, I picked it up pretty much right at the start of the ammo shortage. And I was like, I got a couple boxes of 30-06 at home, I'll be fine with that. So I didn't pick up any ammo for it, and then like, here we are a year and a half later, more like a year later, of the tremendous amounts of ammo shortage, and 30-06 is still extremely expensive compared to where it was. You know, thank you, Kevin. Used to be about 60 cents a round. Right now it's about $2 a round, but there for a while it got high up there like the .303 at about $3.50 a round. Now there's a lot more to explain about the ammo shortage, you know, what caused it, where we are currently at. Prices are starting to come down, supply is starting to go up, demand is starting to dwindle. A lot of your new shooters are fine with just having their couple boxes of ammunition because they don't go out and burn brass like I do, and potentially you do. Now, I've heard people say that ammo prices are going to stay like jacked high and we aren't going to find any ammunition on the shelves for several years just because companies have tremendous amounts of backorder. Well, the prices have gone down significantly. They're about half of what they were at the peak of the panic buying prices, and the availability is much, much, much better than it was. I can actually go down to my gun store, pick up 223, 7.62x39, 30-06, and 308 right now. Now, granted, that might not be the case all around, but if you are in a place where you can order ammunition from the internet, then the ammunition has become much, much more available. Honestly, I'm still kind of kicking myself in the butt because a while back, at like the peak of the ammunition shortage, I was just like foaming at the mouth. I was dying to fire this M1 Garand, so I actually got myself some steel case ammo. Figured I'd run an experiment, see if the steel case ammo would hurt my M1 Garand here, or Garand, or however it is that you want to pronounce that. I don't care how you pronounce it, you shouldn't care how I pronounce it. But I actually paid the same amount of money for that cheap steel case stuff as I would have paid at my local gun store for proper brass case M1 Garand ammo. They like the day after I had ordered the cheap steel case stuff off the internet, they got in a shipment of ammo, and I was like, I just blew all my money on the cheap steel case stuff. I actually would have got the proper brass case PPU M1 ammo for less, like $5 less than I would have got the steel case stuff. I'm still kicking myself for it. Anyway, speaking of Garand or Garand, let's go ahead, throw some ears on. I'm going to go ahead and send some lead down range, just because it's not a day at the range if I don't, you know, use the gun range. I've only got 4 rounds in this thing just because ammunition is still quite expensive. And 30-06 is still sort of difficult to find. It can be found on the internet way more easily than it could before, but unfortunately the prices are still up there. It's not nearly as expensive as it was. Like for this stuff, I think I paid like $2 a round for it, for the cheap steel case stuff. But damn it, I wanted to run this M1 here. Thank you, Kevin. You're probably gonna hear Kevin scream whenever I start opening fire. Alright, I'm just gonna go for the steel silhouette down there. Last time I was out here, I had a buddy of mine and we ran this rifle, and each of us was hitting a little bit to the right. So I adjusted the sights on this thing, and hopefully that fixed it. So I'm just gonna send some lead. I'm gonna take my time on this one, see how close to center I can get here. Pretty much center, just a little bit low. All right, get off me. Lousy bugs, man. They're all over out here. All right, that one was more center. I aimed a little bit higher, so we are firing a little bit low. There we go. Adjust that just a hair. I've got Cosmoline or something in my rear sight. Hey you, get out of there. I need something to get that out. Put this on safe. Ah yes, good old nature. Use nature's whim to clean your rifle sights. That's too soft. Alright, let's try this piece of nature right here. Oh, just about, but not quite. Alright, I managed to get most of it. Some of it. I managed to get some of it. Let's go ahead and keep running this bad boy. Let's see, where did I hit last time? That was pretty much center last time. Let's send it around, see where it goes. Man, that hit hard. But we're back on center. All right, we're no longer hitting low. Those adjustments worked. All right, we might still be hitting a little bit low. Thank you, Kevin. That's all right. Whenever I hit the concrete over there, I like the big dust cloud it makes. That's always fun to see. So do I think that the ammo shortage will last a long time? No, I don't. I don't think that we're going to see the prices that we saw before the ammo shortage. But I also don't think that things are going to be as bad as they were. Already we're seeing things back on the shelves. There are some potential issues with gunpowder that we might see in the future, but I don't think that it's going to quite come to the extent of the shortage that we saw with everybody buying as much ammunition as they possibly can get their hands on. Alright, now I was actually taking a photo of these rifles earlier today, and they were just so beautiful. I had to come out and fire them. This here is my Oviedo Mauser in 7.62 SETME, but I'm firing 7.62 NATO ammunition from it. This ammunition is a good example of ammo that was very difficult to find, dramatically raised in price, but is becoming more and more available and starting to come down in price quite a bit. So actually, I've shot this Mauser a couple of times in the past couple of days, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I paid 80 bucks for this rifle, won it at an auction, and walked away a pretty happy man. I think the main selling point on this rifle for me was the gorgeous tiger striping on the wood. Get off of me, you. I've got those big tree ants falling from this tree onto me, probably whenever I fire the rifle and the concussive blast hits them. Anyway, I'm gonna go lay that target back up real quick. Okay, well, I thought about going to a little farther distance with this rifle, just because it's been a while since I shot from a distance. Still a little dizzy, still pretty weak, but I'm getting better, and I feel like I could pull off some distant shots, especially in comparison to where I was. But my tree over there that I use as a camera stand now has a beehive in it. So I guess I'm gonna have to get an actual camera stand for the GoPro. I have one camera stand, but I normally use it for camera B whenever I'm doing shots at a distance. So now I'm gonna need two, one for camera B and one for the GoPro. So I'll just go ahead and launch some lead from this thing here at this close range. This is such a nice little handy carbine. I can't get over it. Not a lot of recoil with the 7.62 NATO ammunition. With the Mauser action, actually, there's really not much recoil in this thing at all. With the Mauser action, it's nice and strong. I have to figure out what year this rifle here was actually made in. I've tried looking up the serial number on it, but I haven't had much luck. I own two of these Oviedo Mausers here, and one of them has a broken extractor. I call it Old Sketchy. As a matter of fact, this one had a broken extractor as well whenever I had gotten it. So I did get one 7mm Mauser 93 extractor to see if it would work, and it works pretty well. I mean, this is the 7mm extractor, so I'm probably going to get one for Old Sketchy as well. This is just such a nice little rifle, man. I can't get over just how little recoil that tiny little compact package has. Anyway, folks, I mean, do you guys think the ammo shortage is going to go on for any real length of time? Personally, I think we're through the worst of it. Ammunition is becoming more and more available. I'm probably going to order myself a brick or two of 7.62 by 39, because if my assumption on gunpowder being an issue in the future is correct, then we're probably going to see, thank you, Kevin, see manufacturers struggle. Are you done? We're going to see manufacturers struggle to produce ammunition again, at least for a little while, until they find either new sources or new ways to get around it, like they did with the primer situation. So as far as I'm concerned, I should get the ammunition, although it is, you know, for 500 rounds, it's the same price I could get 1,000 rounds for not that long ago. But the pricing availability on those might go up. They might. So, like I had said, I don't think we're going to quite get to where we were, but I think we're seeing a divot down, and then we're going to go back into the lack of availability and hard to find aspects of this. I hear sirens in the background. Hopefully they're not coming for me. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more. As you can see from my private home gun range down there, I do this kind of stuff all the time. If you like the video, do me a favor and actually like the video. That helps out with the algorithm. Check out the description down below. You're going to find a link to social medias and Discords and Patreons and all sorts of stuff that I can't really remember about right now. Anyway, you guys go off, have a fantastic day. I'm probably not done with the gun range because, man, I'm having a great time. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.